Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's restaurant networking group. Today is October the 3rd, and I am Howard Appel. I'm the founder and publisher of Today's Restaurant. And we are a group of vendors who are here to help each other grow our businesses and to help any restaurant owner, manager, or chef that has an issue or a problem that they can't solve. We're here to help. And you can give us a call at 561-620-8888. We'll go to our website at trnusa.com. And if you want to take a look at some of the meetings that we have on our YouTube channel, and we're approaching 500 videos. We may be over it now. You can go to our website as well, trnusa.com, and there's a link to click on YouTube, and it'll take you right there. So, good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Morning.
Want to we have some new people here this morning, so I want to introduce Jessica. And Jessica, welcome, and tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, what you do, where you're located, and how we can reach you.
Very good. Thank you so much for welcoming me. So my name is Jessica Kirby. I'm a local account executive. I work for Spectrum Business. So Spectrum is a telecommunications company. If we're in most parts of Florida, we're in 41 states. I live in Central Florida, but I take care of internet, TV, phone, and mobile for local businesses, and obviously lots of restaurants. Restaurants definitely usually use our TV service as well as our internet service and phone. I've worked for the company for almost 18 years. I'm located, like I said, in Central Florida, but I can sell anywhere that's a Spectrum footprint. So I have customers all over Florida, as well as lots in the Carolinas, Texas, just all over. And you can reach me by calling me, texting me, my email. I can go meet usually as long as it's in Florida. I definitely will go meet on site. So that's a little bit about me.
You want to give us your phone number or email?
Yes. So my cell phone number is 813-326-2246. Then I can reply to your email also, Howard, and give you my information. And then my email address is my first and last name. It's Jessica.Kirby, Kirby, @charter.com.
Okay.
I don't know. I guess when I logged in, I didn't change my name. It just has my number on there. So if I log in next week, it'll show my name instead of my employee number under my picture.
Okay, great. Welcome.
Thank you.
P2174357. Please come to the front.
It's my prison number.
Come to the front. This is being recorded. Be careful. Your boss might hear that.
And also want to welcome Michael Hoyle. Whoever has got in a public place, we're hearing some conversation in the background. Now it's gone. Okay. Michael Hoyle, welcome, and tell us about yourself.
Yeah, good morning. My name's Michael Hoyle, obviously. Born and raised here in Central Florida. I've been in the industry for coming on 8 years now. I work for Atlantic Payroll Partners. We are a PEO. However, we do offer standalone payroll services. We also have a commercial insurance division, so we don't necessarily have to bundle everything together. We can do standalone payroll and standalone commercial insurance. We're headquartered in Central Florida. We're locally owned and operated. My territory is pretty much limitless anywhere within the state. I really focus in Central Polk County, but all of Polk County, Central Florida. And yeah, we have solutions for businesses of any size. I particularly like working with restaurants because growing up and going through college and things like that, I worked in restaurants everywhere from the mom and pops to fine dining to big corporate chains. So kind of know my in and outs with restaurants, and yeah, enjoy working with them.
As I said in my email to you, that I think there may be a conflict with Jeremy. So that's why I want you to speak to him afterwards. If
Sure.
he says okay, it's okay with me.
Yep.
He's holding the cards.
Uh-huh.
You're playing poker.
Yeah.
He's got 4 aces,
Yeah.
5 aces.
All right. Well, let's do our regular intros. Let's start with Steve Fuentes. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Steven Fuentes. I am a business program vice president of the Shark team. What we do is we help people buy and sell businesses. We also can help you do franchising. And also I'm a business certified appraiser. So if you ever are looking for any type of like financing or, looking for an investor, anything like that, we don't just do appraisals for sales. We do it for any other reason as well. And you can reach me at 407-547-6996. That's my phone number. And you can reach me over email at Steven, Steven, at sharkteam.com.
Okay, thank you. Let's go to Kurt. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Kurt Hayden. I'm with Spot On, restaurant technology, point of sale, credit card processing, everything to help make your restaurant run more efficient and streamline your business and increase your revenue. You can reach me at 727-667-3825. My email is kurt.hayden@spoton.com. And I service mostly Central Florida, but I can pretty much go anywhere in Florida, just like Jessica, as long as, we put the miles on the car, but no big deal. But yeah, thanks for having me again. And this group's great. Looking forward to, keep going.
Appreciate your involvement. Jeremy, good morning.
Hey guys, excuse me. Jeremy Carson with Worksite HR. We're your full back office solution for payroll, HR, benefits, and work comp. Like I say every week on this call, the thing that sets us apart is our FICA tip tax program that we do at absolutely no charge to our clients and give them quarterly credits so they can create real-time cash flow throughout the year. This week, I'm looking for an introduction to Jeremy Gatto. He owns Pizza Jeans in Atlanta. He also opened up another location here in Jacksonville. So he's only here one day a week. It's hard to catch him because it can vary. So I'm looking for an introduction to Jeremy Gatto, Gatto. He owns Pizza Jeans in Atlanta. Love to get with him and show him how we can create some real-time margin for him. My phone number is 904-295-5110. I'm based in Jacksonville, but I cover all the way from Daytona up to Jacksonville, over to the Panhandle, down to Gainesville, and all of Georgia. So I've got that's my territory. Jeremy Carson with Worksite HR.
Okay, thank you. Brandon, good morning.
Good morning. My name is Brandon, and I'm with ITD Food Safety. And ITD Food Safety is a technology company that focuses in food safety solutions. We want to be the total food safety solution for all restaurants in Florida and across the United States. An interesting fun fact about us today is we actually do business with a customer in Iceland. So we have someone in Iceland that buys our labels and buys our printers. It's a really, really cool relationship we have there. But what we have done in the last 60 days is groundbreaking for the company, because for the first time we are offering food safety training courses at our training center here in Melbourne, Florida. So if you have anyone or know anyone that needs to be Serve Safe Manager certified, Florida Safe Food Handler, or even just needs some coaching sessions, you can reach out to me or visit our website. My phone number is 321-308-6137. And our website is itdfoodsafety.com. And I will post my email in the chat bar. But My name is Brandon, and I'm with ITD Food Safety. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Rick, morning.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Lifeline Insurance Consultants here based in Huntsville, Alabama. Good to be here this morning. We are an independent brokerage firm. We help individuals guide through the maze of Medicare coming off of employer group plans. But that means we also do employer group plans. We can do all sorts of stuff. When it comes to that, we can do long-term disability, short-term disability, critical illness, accident. We can also help with health insurance and the gap insurance, which covers what your high deductible out-of-pocket expenses will cover. We are now no longer ankle deep. We are waist deep in annual enrollment for the Medicare side. So with that being said, I'm looking for individuals who may need some assistance as far as guiding their Medicare, whether it's just making sure you're in the correct plan for next year. But also remember, there's a lot of changes. There's a lot of SARs, which is what we call a service area reduction. The largest one we're seeing right now is United Healthcare. They do have the largest service area reduction in the country based on the situation that happened earlier this year. But we are licensed in Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, Florida, Tennessee, and as of this morning, Kentucky. I actually have some people moving from Georgia to Kentucky. So the nice thing about my industry is my domicile state is Alabama, but as long as I have a license in that particular state that you're moving to and get appointed, I can help you with that product as well. So look forward to speaking with more of you in the future. I can be reached at 256-746-9581.
Okay, thank you. Chris, good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Chris Kaufman, Restaurant All Stars. And I was just thinking, even though it's not the end of the year, I was kind of thinking things that went right this year, things that went wrong this year. And I did make a big mistake earlier this year, back in February. I bought a pencil with an eraser. And I don't know what I need an eraser for. But in any case,
I got it.
Oh my God.
I got it. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Let's see who's had some coffee. All right. Let's see who needs some coffee. Yeah. And I've often been doing the recruiting business since the 1980s, and recently identified as a first ballot recruiter Hall of Famer. And we're pretty excited about that. We work on behalf of restaurant companies to provide human capital. And right now, looking for a $140,000 general manager, a brand new restaurant under construction over in Savannah, Georgia. They'd like to get somebody from a Michelin 1-star, 2-star, or 3-star restaurant, of which there's not a whole bunch of those. I think there's 235 across the United States if you add the 1, 2, and 3 stars. And but this is a new place under construction, and they've come to us to recruit and find them the 140, 150K general manager they're looking for. The place will probably do 10 to 12 million first year out of the gate. And they base that on the success they've had in other cities with the same concept. And also looking for an executive chef for this restaurant. And that'll probably pay 100 to 130. And so it's an exciting time. We kind of sort of pay attention to the unemployment numbers, the up or down, or how many new jobs were created. But our singular focus is what our client companies want, as opposed to the macro information out there. Chris Kaufman, Restaurant All Stars. Then you can reach us at 404 All Star, 404-255-7827, based right here in the sweet onion city of Vidalia, Georgia, recently named the 10th most dangerous city in Georgia. So be careful, kids. Come back to see us.
Are you finding that there are more high-paying jobs available, becoming available?
I'm seeing money go up in the culinary area like never before. I mean, I've seen sous chefs get $80,000 jobs, and we've got it's amazing. And the executive chef, it's the importance of food on the menu. And for the independent people. They want to make a margin of difference. They don't have some restaurant chains, as we all know, probably off the top of our head, we can probably name two or three, are living only on television advertising. That's it. Where they used to live off quality food and quality service, even as a chain. However, some of them, like I say, are just hanging by a thread, and the thread is totally related to television advertising. So therefore, an independent doesn't have that kind of budget. An independent really has to, this is why there's still an opportunity in the restaurant business. They say, oh, there's no more opportunity because all the big companies have all the money, et cetera, et cetera. It's a one-to-one business. And if you bring passion in every plate, you're going to make a difference out there. But it's easier said than done. And
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Yep.
You're like the canary in the mine shaft, because if you see jobs being posted, you're the first to know about it.
yeah, I'd rather be the canary in the mine shaft than the elephant in the room. So just saying.
How about the coconut on the tree?
Yeah, that'll be fine too.
All right, Ed. Good morning. I'll give you the honor of following Chris.
I appreciate that very much. Thank you, Chris. Thank you for the warm up. I appreciate it.
I'm proud to be your opening act, Ed.
Okay. My name is Ed Gurton, Seacoast Sales out of lovely Orange Park, Florida, which is just outside of Jacksonville. And we're an equipment supply company that specializes in frozen dessert equipment. So we have ice cream machines from Carpigiani, batch freezers from Carpigiani and BGI, blast freezers and display cases from GTI Design and IFI and ISA. We have drink machines, mixed treatment machines, whipped cream machines, you name it, we have it. We will be at the Florida Restaurant Show in booth 1237, and we will be giving away samples of ice cream again, soft serve and gelato. You can reach me at 904-334-4489, and have a great day, everybody.
Okay, thank you. Brian, good morning.
Morning, everybody. Real quick before I jump into what I do. Chris, extra gig is he's a comedian, so that's kind of why he's the way he is. Known him for a long time, but no, I'm Brian. I'm with a company called Rogue Financial Group. We're a commercial equipment financing company. We work all over the country, work with dealers, work with end users, do a lot of startups. Again, what we do is if the client needs financing on equipment, we will finance it from small projects to large projects. I primarily focus on the hospitality side, but I work with other industries too. But yeah, we are a commercial equipment financing company. Again, it's Rogue Financial Group. I could be reached at 404-723-7222. And that's it.
Thank you. TRN Terry.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Vietnam. There you go. How's that? Okay, so for the new people that are here, and I'm sure Howard will speak about it when I'm finished, if you're coming to the Florida Restaurant Show, make sure that you get a free pass. Howard has a code for you to get in at no charge, and stop by our row of booths that we have under this umbrella. With this group and our 11 o'clock group, we have several booths under the TRN umbrella, but their own individual booths, of course. So what I do and what my team does is extremely important for the new people that are here. We provide a second to none monthly lead report for Florida. Complete report with minimum of 50 to 55, but it has not been that for months. It's been 70 to 90. These are brand new leads that are under construction, leases signed, coming to the state, ground up builds, and all of that information is there. The first column tells you the status, the second column, the name. You get the owner's name first and last. You get the address, phone number, email address, extremely important, along with the phone numbers. And that anybody that wants a sample of that list, you can email me, Terry at trnusa.com. And that's Terry with an I. And I'm happy to send it out. It's going to be an older list and it's not going to have the email addresses, but you can see, and it's much bigger than the one that I'm sending out now. There's so much information. It is unbelievable. Then we have a top section of that under construction that also has another 30 or 40 or more that have recently opened. And this covers the Panhandle down to Key West, the entire state. Also, if you read the newspaper monthly online, that has a special section in there every month of a specific city that we highlight. Every bit of the what's going on in that section is about a restaurant coming into that city that's construction or just open. This coming up month, it'll be Detroit. So if you go back through the issues, you can find places that are coming in. This is also in an Excel spreadsheet. So you can sort them any way you want, by city, by zip. Companies that take them are U.S. Food Service, Gordon Food Service, Cheney Brothers. Oh my gosh, the Florida Restaurant and Lodging Association is our best #1. They renew year after year without even me having to spend it. And they get a lot of their restaurants to join the FRA through our leads. So I say enough about these. I'm so happy that we're able to do this. We've been doing this about 9 years. And they came out on the 1st. They used to come out on the 9th. We're getting them now to you by the 1st or 2nd of every month. The price on the website, you'll see, and then you'll email me for your price for being in the group. It's not that. Have a good weekend. It's going to be rainy here in Florida. We got that front that's already moving in.
Yep, thank you. Terry doubles as the weather lady.
Oh, I double as many things, but yes. And make sure you ask Howard about the FRA show, because he's in charge of that.
Terry, I heard that Cheney Brothers was bought out by PFG.
Yep, I know. Correct. Yep. Tim Wade. Does anyone know Tim Wade at Cheney? No. Okay, fine.
But you mentioned about Cheney Brothers. I work with a guy in the Carolinas. He used to be with Edward Don, but he is Mike Callahan. He used to be with, like I said, Edward Don. He's
yeah.
And what he does is he handles the equipment side, and he has a whole team that will go out for like startups or whatever on that, and he'll.
I think I know who he is. He used to get the Georgia leads.
Yeah.
And Edward Don, a lot of their salespeople take our leads as well. So yes. Thank you for that. Mm-hmm. Brian's a big supporter. He helps me, and if he sees anything coming into Florida when he's doing leasing, he'll shoot a quick little email over to me. So that's nice, and then I can go to government records and look up, get all the information on who it is, so I can get phone numbers and emails. So it's a lot of work for us, but it's well worth it to provide you with what you need to make your sales. And there isn't a person in the Hollywood Squares here.
Hollywood Squares.
that does not need to reach every single restaurant. So I
think you're in the center square today.
I was going to say, can we rename Chris Kaufman to Paul Harvey? I mean, Paul. Yeah. What was his name?
Harvey.
No, what was his name? Paul.
Wood Squares. So everybody, go ahead.
Paul.
All right. Let me
Why don't we just call it the Don Show?
Let me go back to the new people before they leave.
And Chris can be the dancing machine guy.
Oh,
Well, that takes talent, Ed. I defer to you.
Oh, no.
Hey Ed, we can dress him up as red. We can dress him up as red.
You know, that's a thought. No, white this year. We white last year.
All right, let me double back to Jessica. Now that you see the full menu here, anything you want to add to your intro? Or I have a question for you, so go ahead and if you have anything you want to add, and then I'll ask the question.
No, I mean, obviously a good lead for me, I guess, would be anybody opening a new restaurant or expanding. Everybody needs internet service, and that's what I'm here for. I mean, they can call the 800 number. Obviously, we're national, but they call the 800 number. And as you guys know, if you've ever called an 800 number, it's not always the best experience. So I try to just provide white glove, great service for my clients so that they keep coming back. And I would love to be able to refer all of you guys business as well. So I look forward to getting to know everybody so we can help each other.
absolutely.
So your prime product is internet service?
Yes, so Spectrum is a cable company. We used to be Bright House and Time Warner Charter Communications. We all merged and became Spectrum. And primarily years ago, we started as a cable company, but as most people know, nobody watches TV anymore unless it's a sports bar. So really our prime service is internet service. And then of course, when you are a sports bar, you need TV. So usually the products I'm selling mostly is going to be our internet, our telephone service, and we also do Spectrum Mobile. So I sell cell phone service as well, and then television, of course.
Okay,
Terrific.
that's what I wanted.
I'll can I piggyback on something that Jessica just said? I live in Huntsville, Alabama, and I live in a small town south of it. And the only cable company at that time was Charter, then turned Spectrum. Nobody's going to Spectrum over there anymore because the service on the individual side is having a hard time competing with the big dogs. We have a power company, Power Grid, that created their own,
Like their own fiber network?
Their own fiber. And I hate to say it, but Spectrum just sitting there just, letting it happen. I just don't understand. I know you're not on that side, you're on the business side.
Right. Well, I used to be on residential. I've worked here for 18 years. In the first 10 years, I was on the residential side. So I definitely have a lot of knowledge in all the aspects, and I know what you're saying. I think that we will, little by little, it depends on the area. So yes, you're probably right. In your area, we're being taken over, but hopefully we'll come back eventually and rebuild there. And a lot of the new areas that we're building, even for homes, we are building fiber directly to the premises, but that's like the newer housing developments and things like that. So in these older places, even where I live in Polk County in Lakeland specifically. I mean, our lines have been there for 30, 40 years. We upgrade them, but it's still not the brand new stuff that gets laid, so.
Well, the thing is it's also, it comes down to cost. I mean, it's not cheap to build a fiber optic type system. It took our Power Grid 10 years to build it.
Yes.
And, yeah, it's not, and as big as Spectrum is, and as many acquisitions that have taken place with that particular company, you got to put your priorities in order. But I just hate it in small towns. It's just getting swallowed up completely.
Well, and I think, and I don't want to take up too much time, but I also think that it's marketing, right? Because a lot of these bigger companies, well, not bigger because we are bigger technically, but a lot of these companies market very well as far as their fiber. But what people don't realize is Spectrum is powered by fiber. Well, all of our stuff that's in the ground is fiber. And then in a lot of communities, like it's just a coaxial drop that runs from the fiber to your house or to the business. So our service is fiber, but we just don't market it the way that we should when it comes to that. So
gotcha. Understood.
I got a question on that. How much of the network in the South is made out of copper?
It depends on the city. So you'd have to tell me where and I could tell you. I mean, really copper, you're talking about traditional old POTS lines, like phone lines. There's really not any of that with Spectrum anymore. Our phone service runs off of fiber. It's all digital phone service. So our company does not have copper anymore.
Because I know as a kid growing up, all the lines were copper. The
Oh
telephone
yeah.
lines, so the
Oh
power.
yeah, good old AT&T, Bell South, all of that definitely. But when it but Spectrum and even Bright House, Time Warner, now it's just all under the Charter footprint. All of our services ran directly from fiber, and when you have our phone service, it still runs through an internet or a phone modem. So it's still technically a cable phone system or a cabled or fibered phone system. It's not copper lines.
Okay.
I think AT&T might be the only ones left that still have copper lines. And really, they say once you get rid of them, you're never going to get it back. So I think people that have those now are kind of grandfathered in. And as soon as they disconnect that service, they're pretty much done with it.
Yeah, I don't, AT&T fiber is real big here in the Huntsville market. But of course I guess when the government broke up Ma Bell, it just kind of went boom, and everybody started getting their piece of the pie, and then everybody goes, oh, let's just bundle, let's just do this, and this, and it's simplistic, it makes it easier for billing, but I know you don't control the prices, but my heavens, it's getting so expensive. It's almost cheaper just to get a satellite now than to get, streaming
Cable
internet.
prices
Yeah, I
well,
mean,
internet is not as expensive. It's the cable TV. So yes, that's a different discussion for another time, but I will tell you guys, if you have friends or family that have Spectrum, I am a business professional. I deal with businesses, but because I've worked for the company so long and because I want everybody to love Spectrum, I will still help with residential issues. So if you know somebody that's having trouble, if you know a certain area that has Spectrum problems, please still let me know because I will bubble that up and get that issue fixed, whether it's a business problem or not.
well, fantastic. Thank you. Appreciate that. That's helpful.
Very
But I
nice.
still want to sell to businesses, so
Oh,
that's
sure.
what
Yeah,
I
yeah,
want
yeah.
mostly,
Where do you see your biggest growth right now, Jessica? What part of the country do you see your biggest growth?
Right now, we
Or
have a
businesses?
lot in the Carolinas, actually, which is strange to me. But here in Florida, there's a lot of home building going on. So a lot of my clients are builders because I do their model homes and things like that too. So I'm seeing a lot of that sort of thing. I don't necessarily see here in Florida as much as I'd like of the business growth that doesn't refer to residential. But because I can sell to anybody in that realm, I can still do home office accounts and then model homes, gates, different things like that. So my growth that I'm seeing mostly is with the home builders.
Do you see, so as an account executive, are you the individual that would go in and speak to the builder and say, hey, we want to have an exclusive contract with you that the buildings you're building right here, these businesses, this is all Spectrum. You can't go anyplace else?
I'm not that person, but I work with a person, obviously, in my company. That's our community solutions department. I do partner with lots of different people within within Spectrum and the different departments, and I have a person that does that. So if there was a community that wanted that, or so, I start with just their model homes, or if there's a community being built, they'll send me the site plans so that I can get it to our construction team to start building that. But no, we do have a separate department for what you're talking about. It's called our bulk department.
So you basically help build out the networks in a sense.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, great.
I mean, my job is really to sell to businesses, but I try to help everywhere so that I continue to get referrals for everything.
Hey, you know what? The referral's best form of flattery. I tell you that's the way it
Yes.
is.
Jessica, is your company exhibiting at the Florida show? Do you know?
I don't think we are. No.
Okay.
That's the thing about since we are so big, when we were Bright House, it was a lot easier for me to get local help to do things like that. Since we've become a bigger company, Spectrum, it's not as easy for me to get Spectrum's buy-in on things like that. I have to pay for a lot of that stuff myself if I want to be an exhibitor. So I just did an expo. Actually, I believe it was last week. I was in just here in Central Florida, and that I just flipped the bill myself for. So I'm not saying it couldn't happen if I presented it to the right people the right way, but no, we're not. I don't think we're going to be at that one unless I would like to be there myself, but I don't think we're going to have a booth.
I'll send you information with a note after the meeting.
Perfect. I appreciate it.
Okay, now let's double back to Mike Hoyle. You want to add anything to your information?
No, I mean, I don't want to step on anybody's toes, so I don't want to get too deep into things until I have a sidebar with Jeremy. But I appreciate y'all having me today and getting a feel for what the group is and meeting everybody. So thank you.
All right, appreciate it.
Hey, Howard, can I ask Jeremy a quick question? Jeremy, when you do the payroll, do you help the businesses also deduct the information for deductions for health insurance?
We do, yeah. So
Okay.
whether you're under our agency or you're going to keep your agent, we will do the deductions and premiums and all that fun, or not the premiums, the deductions for the premiums.
Okay.
And then we'll send the credit back to the agency if they're going to stay with their agency.
Okay, so I may want to pass this information on to you. They just released the 2026 FPL percentages for any of the businesses that may be using the ACA for their insurance to figure out if they're going to be able to get a subsidy. So I'll forward this information to you later on today because I mean you may not need it, but if you've got a business that may need it, then you've got it on hand.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, does anybody want to ask the group for help in any particular company like Jeremy mentioned earlier? Or
I have a quick question, Michael. What PEO are you with?
Atlantic Payroll Partners.
Atlantic Payroll Partners?
Yeah, you probably haven't heard of us. We're not very big.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm focused on Polk County. I could take leads from anywhere, but I'm not calling on anybody outside of Polk County or Tampa Bay.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. Just a general question, Jeremy. If a payroll company, period, wanted to join the group, is that an issue?
No, so I'm not the right fit for everybody. Some people just want payroll strictly. But PEO obviously is a direct conflict. I'm not trying to be a jerk about it. Just it is a direct conflict.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, understood.
We'll sort it out. I'm just going to do my intro, which I haven't done in a long time. I'm Howard Appel. I'm the founder and publisher of Today's Restaurant, and we've been publishing since 1996. And up until 2018, we were in print and online. And in 2018, we decided to become a digital publication. And because we became a digital publication, we were able to add on additional services besides advertising in our newspaper. And we offer an email blast program where we can take your information and send it to our database and post it on social media. And we can reach a potential readership of about 500,000. And we also do the new opening leads report that Terry was mentioning earlier. And what am I forgetting?
You're forgetting your video e-blast, which are pretty good.
And that's basically what we do. And we offer a great package for members of the group.
And you can also help anybody that has a question. You've been in the industry for like 100 years, so you can pretty much tell if somebody needs something other than Chris. You don't know where that chef is, but you can pretty if somebody has a question for something, you can certainly, like people call you all the time. Do you know where this is? Do you know where, I need a used Carpingiani machine? He goes, no, I have no idea. Something like that.
I happen to know where one is.
I'm kidding. Look at his face. That got his attention. All right. So anyways, no, I think that's it.
All right. Chris mentioned, and when I asked Chris about salaries in the industry going up, And Chris mentioned in his intro that the restaurant that's looking for the chef and the general manager is a restaurant that could do, what would you say, $4 million first year?
No, minimum 10 million.
10 million. So I would say that that restaurant would classify as trendy. And I know we get a lot of press releases from PR firms, and they say that, this trendy restaurant in Florida and this trendy restaurant here, and they always use the word trendy. So I said, I stopped for a second. I said, what the heck is trendy?
It's a coffee shop.
How do you become a trendy restaurant? So I went on AI and I asked the question, what makes a restaurant trendy? So that's the question I'm going to ask you today. What do you think makes a restaurant a trendy location? Because I've got 3 pages of information. So anybody have an idea?
I mean, it's definitely about concept nowadays. A lot of people don't just want to go out and eat anymore. They want some sort of activity involved. That's why you're seeing, like axe throwing places and bowling and, all these different things where there's something to do. But it also has to do with, like overall vibes, because a lot of places, there's a lot of food halls now where people want to go and like go to a brewery and then grab like sushi and then grab pizza. And there's like 20 different concepts underneath the same roof. But it's definitely like, I don't know, it's got to have some sort of like, like unique it factor, I guess, nowadays. And then obviously like the food has to be great. Like if the food's not good, like the restaurant's going to die out. But like you have to have like the atmosphere has got to be on point too. So it's even harder nowadays because you got to like, 1, have amazing food, and then 2, have this amazing atmosphere that like makes people feel like they're both at home but also having a good time and somewhere unique, so there's a lot.
If you remember 4 or 5 years ago, there was a lot of push to getting food courts, which was trendy. That's what it was called 4 years ago. You had different concepts in one area of food and a video game. Who knows what else was there? So, but that's sort of dying out now, at least around it is. Now, who knows what's coming in? And talking to some chefs in the Jacksonville area, they're all looking for the newest thing that's going to pop up, trying to be ahead of the curve. And then 5 years from now, they switch and go someplace else. So they're constantly adjusting what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, different trends pop up all the time. Even in your industry, Ed, years ago, I would say 15 years ago, when the first self-serve yogurt place opened up, everybody jumped on the bandwagon.
Yes.
I remember I was involved in a restaurant that had, I think it was 20 machines on a wall for self-service, and that started it all off in Florida anyway. Everywhere you turned around, there was a machine. So,
was it Yogurt Mountain?
No.
Okay. You talking about, I guess, as we saw at the Florida show and other shows, I guess about 4 years ago, 5 years, the robots came out, right? The serve. And I think that is, I hate to say, a dying thing right now, because I was talking to a dealer that bought a lot of these to try, hopefully he would sell them. And he's stuck with probably about a half a dozen of these things he just can't get rid of. And, I think that was a fad. But go back to what you're saying about, trendy stuff. I think, could be just a fad, could be, a concept that lasts 4 or 5 years, and then they change things up. But like I said, it's, I think we saw maybe 10 years ago or whatever, bubble tea was a big thing for these kids to go to. And I don't know if it's still big or not, but
it is. It is. Like bubbles, bubble teas, the things, that's all the big thing here.
Yeah.
He ought to teach those robots how to make sales calls.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
They're doing that now.
They're doing it now. It's called a phone call.
No.
But hey, Howard, by the way, the yogurt business, believe it or not, is starting to make a comeback.
Mm-hmm.
I think
There's a
lot of yogurt acai places like popping up.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of the trends that are coming out now are really just popping up because of TikTok. So TikTok is one of the biggest trendsetters at this point, just based on how their algorithm works. So anything that's shiny and new, that is something that people can share and people like that just instantly becomes a trend, right? But the trend, they're going quicker now, right? So before, where you just had a trend that would last a while, well, everybody's coming out with something new, right? Somebody comes out with a new type of ice cream with a donut on top and this and that, right? And then everybody starts doing it, right? So I think trends are getting shorter now. So it's definitely a lot more difficult to make business decisions based off of trends unless you act really, really quickly. But yeah, I think it all just boils down to what the demand is, right? So, if you have a unique concept that there's a lot of demand for, it's very easy to start a trend behind it. You just post it on TikTok or Instagram. And as long as it's something that, visually is attractive, people will jump on it.
Yeah. Right now it's Dubai chocolate.
Yeah. Dubai chocolate. Yep.
Dubai chocolate. Absolutely.
But like Stephen, Kurt, and everybody, I have a question for you, especially in the fast food. I've noticed a lot of it around us, like Dunkin' Donuts, McDonald's, Taco Bell. Who else? There's another couple chains. Is it because of labor or whatever? But everybody wants to go to the kiosks and order, and then you go down the line and you get it, and that's it. But is that the way? Maybe Kirk can jump into that as far as how a lot of things are trending that way, and especially in fast food.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely labor. I mean,
labor related.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, like when you can, not pay a robot versus paying somebody $15 an hour, that's definitely why it's happening. I mean, all the new drive-throughs now too. Like we went through a Wendy's the other night. It's all AI, like taking your order, right? So I mean, that's the way we're going. You're going to see within the next like 10 to 20 years, like this country is going to have a huge reckoning, right? Like we're going to have to figure out some way to, because you're going to see mass layoffs, and it's going to be like not to be the doom guy in the room, but
Oh, you're right. You're 100% right, and I see that all the time.
Yeah, AI and robots are coming, whether you want it or not. So like we have to learn and figure out how to adapt now. Like if you don't learn how to adapt now, like it's going to get,
But this is not the first time this has happened. Just go back to my lifetime. When I first went into business, there must have been 50 people in accounting. They were all crunching numbers, and now that 50 people have been replaced by 2. So, and the same thing, there were no copy machines. You had to use carbon paper. And that's all changed.
At the same time, there's a lot of opportunity too, because like you talk about huge technological advances, right? Like the internet in the 90s, like how that took off and became like this huge thing. AI is the next huge frontier. So there's a lot of opportunity there if you're able to, get the infrastructure in place.
The jobs are going to move around because in 1900, the buggy whip was the big thing. Now buggy whips, well, I guess there are a few around. There's the same as there are some blacksmiths around, but not many. Not like there were in 1900. So it's all going to change. It's going to morph into something else.
Well, hey, Kurt, talking about the kiosk and what Brian brought up, I think it's also a generational thing. When you think about the millennials and the Gen Zs, all they've ever known is computers and cell phones. So they see a kiosk and they're like, well, I'll just go to the kiosk instead of talking to a person, because they're so used to that.
Sure.
And so I think you're going to start seeing more kiosks and less people up front. We were coming back from, we stopped at a McDonald's on the way back from Savannah, close to Vidalia. And it was the first McDonald's that I'd ever been into where there was no counter, no cash register, no counter, no nothing. It was all kiosk. And they bring your food to a little window, and that's where you pick it up. And I was like, it's almost like going back to the way it was back in the 50s. When
Right.
McDonald's first came out, you had a small window, you had a person, you paid, and they gave you a sack and you walked away.
Yeah.
Ever hear of Horn and Hardart?
Who?
Anybody ever hear of Horn and Hardart?
The automat.
The automat. Was a
You put a
wall.
quarter in there and you get a sandwich.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Those are like up in New York where you walk into this big, huge thing and you put money in and you slide it open and you get your food out. Down here, we call that the wheel of death because you never know how long that food's been in there.
Yeah, but where are all these people going to go that are going to be jobless? There's going to be more and more and more.
Well, Terry, I still think there's going to be jobs there because you're still going to have to run the business. You're still going to have the people to make the food. There's not going to be as many employees. But look what happened with COVID. People, I mean, individuals in the restaurant business found other jobs.
Yeah, they did. And I think if I had to answer that question Howard asked, I would say food truck parks. They're all over now. People are getting ditching restaurants because of expenses, and they're going into these food trucks. You can go inside and eat in them. They're gorgeous. Every one is a different concept, and it's insane.
Yeah, same thing, Rick. Like talking about the kiosks again too, because like I think kiosks are going to be like a fad. It's going to come in and then it's going to go away because like we're seeing a lot of like how expensive that technology is. Sure. But like you can accomplish almost the same exact thing with a QR code, and it can just pop up and you can order on your phone. So we're seeing a lot of people like ditching the kiosks also and just going to QR codes because then they could just pull up the exact same menu and order on their phone and send in the ticket.
Yeah, so, I remember when they opened up restaurants shortly, when they started reopening restaurants after COVID started to kind of dwindle down, you go to the restaurant, they put the QR codes on the table. So they didn't have menus and you just brought up your phone and you ordered right there. Yeah. You know what? Exactly. I mean, we're producing folders for our clients this year to put all their information in. And instead of writing our website on there, we just put a QR code, hit it, and goes right to the website.
Yeah.
So
it's literally everything. Yeah. I mean, you can like order from the table with a QR code. You can pay your bill on a receipt with a QR code. Like there's nothing. So, I mean, every business is always going to go like cost effective, like cheapest, most efficient route. Right. So,
it's funny you guys mentioned QR codes because I just had that backfire on me on Tuesday. I had a booth at the St. Cloud Business Expo, and I didn't bring any business cards or anything. I just brought 2 QR code things, and the internet at the place was not working. So when people were coming up and trying to scan, there was nothing. So I had to revert to collecting their business cards and then organizing it and everything, right? So I definitely think it's great, right? But I think, if a restaurant goes that route, they're going to have some sort of backup plan if things go south.
Sure. Because, there's also like, I mean, because we talk about.
And Steve, it's not if, it's when, because it will. I mean, you can talk to Jessica here. I mean, there is no specific internet system that is 100% foolproof. There will, and that's why they need the technicians, because they know there's going to be a problem and they have to be there to fix it as quickly as possible. And with Jessica, that's probably one of the questions that businesses are going to say, who do you have to come and fix it if there's a problem? If they don't ask that question, then you don't want to.
We all use the internet, and having a backup is kind of hard. That's one of the things in business that you have to have, is a backup plan for something that fails. I remember years ago when we were printing, I had a printer that I was using, and he came to me on a Thursday prior to him printing and told me he's closing. He's going out of business. So there I am with a new issue that's got to come out and printed and mailed. What do? You have to have a backup for every important component in your business.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know if anybody remembers this concept, maybe Chris, but they're out of Ohio, where I'm originally from. Anybody remember Max and Irma's? Okay, so their thing was, this like came out in the late 70s, maybe earlier than that. And they had a phone on the table, and you actually would pick up the phone and order from the phone. So,
Brian, that's what Chris brought up before. That's the cone of silence.
Well, I got to tell you, when I brought up the topic of trend and trendy. It sort of went in the direction that I didn't think it would go, but which was great. But I've got a couple of pages of things that pertain to an individual restaurant, like Chris was talking about, a restaurant that's going to open and do $10 million the first year. That's a trendy place. It's not a chain. It's not an operation like that. But people will call it trendy, and there's a lot of things that go into that. So we'll continue this next week if you want to. I have other topics as well. But anyhow, we're at the end of our hour. I want to thank everybody for coming. And Jessica and Michael, thanks for coming. Welcome. And,
thank you.
We will look forward to seeing you all next week. Have a great weekend.
Okay.
And let the sauce be with you.